Hi, art buddies. This video is a little bit different. I've gotten a custom order for a journal, and I'm going to dye my own paper. The My client would like to have it largely purple. I can add in other colors like greens and yellows and blues. No pink. No pink. So I've dyed paper before, but coffee stained it really mostly. And I've done like a marbling kind of a thing. So I want 12 pages in each signature, which will then, fold in half will give you 24. And then, of course, you have both sides of the page. So she wants to do some art on these pages. So I'm going to use acrylic paint to dye. And I've picked out some of my dilutions. I don't know if I've got any Timmy stuff here. I've got a Tattered Angels. I'm just going to mess around and play, see what I come up with. So I've got some heavier paper, and then I've just got some copy paper, which I think will be fine. I did trim my paper down because I don't want it sticking out the edge of my book. I want to be able to put laces or tags or um, whatever. So I want to give myself a little wiggle room. So I've cut these 8.5 by 11s down to 10 inches. I did that ahead of time. And I did it prior to dyeing because any paper that sucks up the color on the edge, I don't want to cut that off. So I'm just kind of feeling my own way. So I've got a little dish here. Of course, I watched a couple of videos, nothing too dramatic. It's all pretty cut and dried, I think. So we'll see. We'll see. This may not turn out well, but been there, done that. So I've got a little pan here that I'm going to dip my paper in. I've got my ShamWow here that I can kind of dab off some extra moisture. I'm going to roll some of it up, put it in a basket that I've got off to the side. And as that starts to dry, I might hit it with my dryer. Probably I will. So I've got some water here, and I've just picked out two shades of purple, a dark purple, and then this pansy purple, which is going to be my main color, I believe. So I'm going to just squirt a little bit in here. I'm going to eyeball it. Now I want to have enough to do 36 sheets of paper plus any extras, because if some tear, I may not like to use that. So I'm just going to take this and add some water so I can mix my acrylic. And I'm going to do that with a brush so that the paint can, move through the brush and dissolve in the water. I don't want my pages to be too terribly dark because I want to add some other mediums to it to see what I get. And of course, I need enough liquid in this pan. That looks like something baked on. Ooh. All right, so you can see it's still clumping to my brush. I've got a little fly that has decided to join me. All right, so I'm going to pour that in my pan. And I've got about, what I've got here, 2 cups, 4 cups. I don't even know. I'm looking at the wrong side. Get all that paint color out. They make these pictures for left-handed stirrers. I'm a right-handed stirrer. That looks pretty dense, and it looks like I wouldn't get too many sheets of paper out of that. So I'm going to add some more. Let's see, what did I add already? I've only added a few ounces. Let's add a little more. Not quite a cup and a half. I don't think this really is a science. Now, the one lady I watched, she put metallic paint in hers. And then you had to keep stirring that because the metallic paint, would settle. And she wanted to get it on her paper. So I'm going to start with my regular 20-pound copy paper. Dip it. Now some of it I'm going to leave just like this, right? But then I think first off, to spritz it with something different here. This is, first I think I want to spritz it with my crushed grape. And then I'm going to just crunch it up like that. My hands are going to be a mess, but who cares? Now I don't want to spritz it while it's in my bath here because it will then change the color of my bath. And I want a lot of that to drain off. So one lady I watched, she had 2 pans and she filled one with shaving cream and spread that all out. And then she took 2 sheets in this time. Then she took food color, mixed that up with water, and dribbled that in different spots. That was cool. And of course, the longer I would leave this sit in, the stronger my color would be on my paper. But I'm not sure. I don't want it too terribly dark. And it will get lighter as it dries. Now this one's called After Midnight. So I think this might have a little purple in it, but mostly a darker blue, I think. We'll give this a spritz because I do want some variety. Oh, that's kind of cool. I was wondering how green would look. Look, I'm overshooting and getting some. See, I'm in a hurry all the time. Oh, look, I didn't clean my fingers. Baby wipe, baby wipe. Now, you may say, well, what's the big deal? And well, if you want consistency, and every page is not going to be the same, and I think that's fine. Variety is the spice of life. But I want some that are the same color wave. I'm going to flip that over. Now, I do have some heavier paper, and I want to do that as well. But I'm thinking, all right, this is more, oh, that's the Tattered Angels. Let's wait on that. All right, just a little spritz of that green. What's this one? This one's called Fresh Lime. I wish it smelled like fresh lime. I also ordered a paper pack to add in. Let's see, what else do we have here? I have Broken China. That's usually a nice color. We'll work with purple, maybe give me more of a periwinkle kind of a vibe. Let's flip this. Even that looks cool if it dried just like that. I think this is still a double. Now, the gals whose video I watched, she let her papers dry. Now, I had done a video, I think, a while ago. And the first time I saw this type of technique, Lisa, my eclectic life, had done it. She did it a little differently, and she had a pipette and was spritzing extra color on her crunched paper, and she left hers dry too. But when I did that, I had a hard time with it ripping. So I only let my paper get a little dry, not very dry, and I iron it because then I can get it unwound fairly well without a lot of tearing. This is the Tattered Angels. This is called Chalkboard, and I think it may have a little, if I can get it to spritz, may have a little metallic in it, little shimmer. This isn't spraying. All right, so let's do this. Let's drip some of this on. Now these are going to be folded in half to go into my signature. And these will have a really cool textured marble look. Let's see what else did I pull out. Oh yeah, I was going to try this antique linen. Give it a little bit of a vintage rustic look on some of the pages. Well, this has really soaked up most of what I have in my pan. I think I need another one just crunched up. Now, if you had a nice sunny warm day, which here we're past those kinds of days, really. I mean, it's nice out, but it's cool. You can put these out in the sun and they'll dry quicker. The one gal was saying she has a nice bay window. This looks kind of cool, doesn't it? With just the white in the center. So she puts them in her bay window and they dry pretty well for her. But don't forget, if you are going to use acrylic paint, whatever you get the paint on, if it dries, it's going to stay there. So your clothes, your floor, any kind of linens you might have on your furniture, your counter, if you drip it, unless you get it up before it dries, it's going to permanently stain. These I might leave this way. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put these on a piece of plastic so I can just set those aside. Now, another idea is to, let's see, what do I have here? This is Pure Yellow, Pure Sunshine, is to maybe do a little bit of lace. And also maybe some of the plain sheets that I do. Look, I got overspray here. Put them on my jelly plate and pick up some different prints. And once this dries, this paper will have a real cool texture. A little fiddly there on the corner. I think that'll be a good place for a pocket. Now I do have, speaking of pockets, I did pull out some envelopes because I want to put a couple pockets in my signatures. So I want to pull those out. I trimmed off the bottom because there again, I didn't want to cut off any color that I might get. So I'm going to put these right in. Let's see, let's get a little bit of this grape. See if that'll move a little bit on there. I'm going to sop up the rest of this, and then I think I might get my iron. So I'll probably end this video and then start a new one. Put that on there. So these are all different. And then I'll come back and I'm going to iron some of this paper, see where I am, see how I like it, and then I'll know how to move forward with the other pages that I need. Because I think this is only about half of what I need for the journal. So I hope you tune into the next video. I'm going to go set up my iron, and I'll meet you back here in a little bit. Bye for now.